Yo, you tune into the best. Word up! Live on the TikTok. Yeah, the man is here. Swagholic Sports is dropping knowledge, make it crystal clear. Then hit the YouTube, that's the replay of the illest takes. We talking Swagholic Sports, for goodness sake. Ex-Swagholics on the screen! We got apparel by Swagholic, fresh and so clean. The swag is just insane! It's the #1 sports show, remember the name. Peace Swagholic Sports. Swagholic Sports!
What's happening, guys? The Anatomy of the GOAT, Part 2. I left you guys talking about Joe Montana. Now, I want to dive just a little bit more into Joe Montana because, like I said, he's one of the people that come up in the conversations about the GOAT. First of all, third round draft pick. The knock on Joe Montana was his arm strength was horrible. And a lot of people was like, why did the 49ers draft him in the third round? It's too small. I mean, it was a lot of different things coming out about him. However, his heart was never a question. I mean, he got his name. He became, I guess you could say, he became noticed or relevant in the Notre Dame game versus Houston, the chicken soup game when he was frostbite and he came back and he beat the Houston Cougars in a bowl game. He comes to San Francisco. And immediately there's buzz going around about Joe Montana. Now, Bill Walsh liked his footwork. Man, his footwork was incredible. Um, he came to the 49ers. He backed up Steve DeBerg. Next thing you know, he got his chance to shine, and boy, did he shine. And he got his claim to fame in the NFL from two things, actually. One was a unbelievable comeback against the New Orleans Saints, where he came back 30 some points to beat the New Orleans Saints in San Francisco. Then the next thing you know is this guy goes up against the Dallas Cowboys. Now at that time,
this is great when they're tired and they're confused. They want to get back to Dallas. This is when you knock their ass off of this one.
If you don't get what you want, you'll just simply throw the ball away. If you're ready to go to Dwight, you got it.
Joe was saying, Freddie, I'm going to come to you. And then as we're breaking the huddle, he's like, Dwight, be ready.
How is this one going to end? Montana lines up at the 5. And on 3rd down and 3, he rolls right looking to throw.
Unfortunately, this time Freddie falls down. And Dwight sees it, and he knows that he needs to get to the back of the end zone and slide along the backside of the end zone.
My amazement with Joe is always that in the frickin' situation that sends you to the Super Bowl, he's rolling right, Freddie slips, and he's covered. There's 3 Cowboys in front of him, so he can't run. Has the calm to say, I got to get these guys up in the air. Pumps them, they jump, and then he throws it in the exact spot it had to be. It was just a perfect pass, magical moment from Joe Montana.
So I was at the catch. You know, Joe throws a touchdown pass to Dwight Clark. Everyone jumped up and I got freaked out. My mom's got a really cute picture of her holding me. I was 4 years old and I'm crying because I can't see anything. Probably my first football memory was that game.
at that time, the Dallas Cowboys was the team to beat. We talking about America's team. And it's a funny story about that I got to share in here because I thought it was so funny. When he beat the Dallas Cowboys, one of the linemen, I think it was D.D. Lewis, told Joe Montana, you just beat America's team. And Joe Montana said, well, you can watch the Super Bowl with the rest of America. I mean, it's just one of those great quotes one of those things that I heard that he said that I thought was so cool because the Dallas Cowboys was considered America's team, and he had just beat them in the most dramatic fashion. So when you're talking about the anatomy of the GOAT, I say that statement was so GOAT-like because in the game that he beat them in, he didn't really play that well, but he played good when he had to play. I think the NFL statement is great players aren't always great. They're just great when they have to be. That was Joe Montana in the NFC Championship. And from that point on, the rest was history. He became Joe Cool. I mean, he won 4 Super Bowls. He's never lost in a Super Bowl. and he was MVP of 3 of them. So when we talk about Joe Montana, we have to pause. We have to pause and just take notice to what you're seeing. You were seeing greatness. I mean, greatness in a form that you just couldn't deny what you were seeing. The guy was freaking
The
incredible.
length of the field for the winning touchdown in the final minutes. In Super Bowl 23, Joe Montana and the 49ers finally delivered.
The 49ers have a long way to go. Montana back to throw on first down. Throws over the middle. Completes it to Craig. Craig is to the 16.
Montana again is back to throw. A little dunk over the middle, caught by John Frank, and that'll be a first down. The Bengals are rushing with only 3 men.
Oh, I hate to see that.
So do I.
2:35 remaining. Montana throws, sidelines, Rice, 30-yard line, out of bounds.
Get some movement in there. Get some movement. If you're worried about the scrambling run thing, that's good. But don't just two-gap. He'll peck us apart and get the field goal.
Weish was all too familiar with Montana's precision and patience in the clutch. 1 year earlier, the Bengals had been beaten by Montana's last-second heroics. And now, as the 49ers crossed midfield, history seemed ready to repeat itself.
Throws out here for Rice. He has it at midfield, goes out of bounds at about the 48-second.
We got 3 timeouts. This is deja vu.
2 wide receivers near side. Montana to throw. Completes it up the middle to Craig.
Oh, get the halfback. Somebody get the halfback.
Craig is down to the 36-yard line. Be another 49er first down.
An ineligible receiver penalty knocked the 49ers back to the 45-yard line, creating an anxious moment that only added to the drama.
Montana trying to drive him the length of the field here with the game in the balance. 16-13, the Bengals lead. Montana back to throw. Throws over the middle. A fight gets for Rice. Rice to the 20. He's down to the 19 for a first down for the 49ers. Another brilliant catch by Jerry Rice.
1 minute left as Rice goes over the 200-yard mark in receiving. That was a 27-yard gainer on 2nd down and 20.
What a day. 11 catches for 221 yards.
49ers let the clock run. They haven't called timeout. They still haven't called a timeout. Montana going without a huddle. 52 seconds remaining. 50 seconds. Joe back to throw. He looks. He throws. He completes it to Craig. He's down to the 10. 40 seconds remaining. The 49ers will have to take a timeout here, and they do.
It's such a sight to watch this. It is, whether it happens now or not, to watch Joe Montana do this so many years, and to watch this absolute surgeon on the football field and one of the all-time greats do his thing again, it's almost like poetry.
Max, this is no way. Come on, we got to do it.
One turnover, man.
Got to do it. Coach, they're going to go. You know, it's to Rice now.
At the 10-yard line, 39 seconds remaining. Montana at quarterback, in motion, comes Rice. Back to throw Montana. Steps up, throws. Touchdown, 49ers! For the touchdown! A 10-yard pass! The 49ers have scored with 34 seconds remaining.
34 seconds away from it.
They brought Jerry Rice in motion. A couple guys followed Rice. One man was on Taylor. He ran a post pattern and Montana hit him in stride. Montana to Taylor for 10 yards, but they went 92 yards in 11 plays.
In Super Bowl 23, there were victors and there were the vanquished. But there were no losers.
Now, guys, if you don't see that that's GOAT status, Joe Montana will always be in conversations for the GOAT. He will always be nothing. Nobody can change anybody's mind that's seen Joe Montana play. And if you didn't see Joe Montana play, I would suggest that you go watch some of his games and watch the live games. Don't watch just the highlights. Watch the live game itself, and you can really get a good idea of what you was dealing with. Because Joe was definitely GOAT status. Now, after that, you know, we had a few other quarterbacks. We had Boomer Esiason. We had Jim Kelly. I mean, these guys were really, really good. I just want to mention their name because even though they were good, they really wasn't GOAT status. So what we kind of just was like, I'm sorry, you also had Warren Moon as well, and Warren Moon was definitely one of the good ones as well, but not GOAT status. Then we got our taste of the other person, the first person after Montana to be his name to be mentioned in GOAT status, and that's Brett Favre. Now, y'all don't know this much. A lot of y'all don't know that much about Brett Favre. Let me just say this. Brett Favre was drafted in the second round. He missed the first round by literally one pick. He was the first person drafted in the second round in 1991. Now, watch this. He was drafted to Atlanta, but Jerry Glanville, who was the coach for Atlanta at that time, didn't want Brett Favre. He didn't want to draft Brett Favre. Not only did he not want to draft him, he treated him like crap. I mean, there's plenty of footage where Jerry Glanville is just treating Brett Favre like crap because he did not want to draft Brett Favre. And that kind of slowed Brett Favre down a little bit. And what I mean by slowed him down, we didn't get a chance to truly see what Brett Favre could do until he went to Green Bay. Now, once Brett Favre went to Green Bay, man, I'm telling y'all right now, this guy was the improvisation king. I mean, this dude would make plays out of plays that just didn't happen. Do y'all know Brett Favre? I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Brett Favre is the only quarterback. His first completion was to himself. The first pass he ever threw as a Green Bay Packer was to himself. I kid you not. But from that point on, Brett Favre just started doing his thing. And I'm telling y'all, if you don't have Brett Favre in your GOAT conversation, you are truly missing a boat.
If he throws his first NFL completion, and it's to himself. Knocked down by Ray Seals at the 10.
First and goal Packers at the Cleveland 6. Favre just throws it off and caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Dorsey Levens.
Snap to Favre on third down, looking downfield. He's hit, spins away, stumbling, rolling right, shovels it forward. He's got Donald Lee inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Oh, you talk about improvisation.
Got a man wide open, and he's off to the races. He's going to get the touchdown right here. Greg Jennings, Green Bay takes the lead, and Favre joins Marino in the history books.
And here is Brett Favre straight back in the pocket, and he slipped as he tried to set up. Now he's on the run. Now he's throwing downfield to Sterling Sharp. Sharp tried to get in position, and he caught it. Touchdown! Sterling Sharp took it away from two defenders. All Favre did was put it up in the air, and Sterling Sharp down at the goal line on the alley-oop.
4 yards to go for the Packers. From the 40-yard line, here they come. And here's Brett scrambling away to the left. Is he going to run? No, he's going to throw on the run. Caught it at the 30-yard line by Beebe. Up and running. They may allow the touchdown to Don Beebe, and they will.
4 wide receivers. Shambles it. That is an amazing first down. That's Brett Favre football. That's the way that you play.
Goes straight back in the pocket. He's got to get rid of the ball. He got rid of it. He throws it wide open. Touchdown!
My GOAT status, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. You know, the funny thing about that is, after Brett Favre went to Minnesota and he missed the Super Bowl by inches with Minnesota, the Saints ended up beating him. He, of course, just faded off into retirement and went on by his merry way. And from that point on, we kept waiting on who is going to be the next one. Like, every quarterback birthed a quarterback. And I keep trying to tell you guys that I want you guys to get that stuck in your head. For every great quarterback you've seen, he birthed another one because some kid was watching him play the game and wanted to be like him. And then they started playing football. And when they started playing football, they getting made to the NFL. And bam, that's what I mean by a quarterback versus another quarterback. So we waited around and we went through some Cam Newtons. We went through some other quarterbacks. And then we got to Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, was Brett Favre backup. Now, what's funny is, y'all may not remember this, but Aaron Rodgers fell in the draft. They had Aaron Rodgers going number one in the draft. Unfortunately, this was a freak thing. Nobody really needed a quarterback when Aaron Rodgers was drafted. The team that needed a quarterback went a different direction, which made Aaron Rodgers drop. And I could never forget how he looked at that draft, waiting for his name to call.
I dreamt about being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. So you can imagine my disappointment in 2005 when they decided to go a different direction.
Forget living his dream. Aaron Rodgers was about to endure a nightmare.
Forget franchise quarterbacks. Forget franchise. Aaron Rodgers will be solid. How far he drops is going to be the storyline of the day, but somebody's going to get themselves a fine, solid starting quarterback.
I think that everybody around the game thought that Aaron was going to go in the next few picks.
The question now was simple. How long would Aaron Rodgers have to wait?
And Aaron Rodgers, still a quarterback waiting to happen. He's taking a walk out of the green room a little bit. I don't blame him. Where does Aaron Rodgers get picked?
You know, we have this genre of reality TV. I mean, the draft was really one of the first instances of reality television, and that's as real as it gets, to see a guy have his dreams being squashed in front of you, in front of the entire country. The Rodgers green room moment is the most famous.
Aaron Rodgers, quarterback from Cal, continues to wait.
You have to feel for that human being.
So that was a big deal. That really was a big deal. I felt so freaking bad watching him at that draft. And I said to myself, man, if that was me, and I get in the NFL, I'm going to torch their ass. I'm just going to torch them. And boy, did Aaron Rodgers torch their ass. I'm just telling y'all, if you didn't see Aaron Rodgers when he started torching people, man, I'm here to tell you, let me show you.
Rodgers rolling to the end zone, and it is touchdown!
The 31 for a first.
They got him off sides. Down the field. He's open! Wide open! Allison cuts back. They got him another move. He's got Jones in front of him. He gets past him, and he's down to the 6.
Rodgers is gonna get away. Throw, and he's got Cobb. They've also got Devontae Adams at the bottom. Blitz. Rodgers spins out of it. Pass is caught for the first down. 3-man rush. Corner of the end zone. Is it a catch? It is a touchdown. Down play. Rodgers in trouble. Irving on his back. Can't get there. Aaron Rodgers first down. Got to get something into the end zone. That's another rookie. Xavier Woods. This one. Adams. Touchdown. Looking left. Now right. Now end zone. Touchdown. Green Bay. Down to 3. Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete.
Ooh, that dude was unbelievable. And although we watching Aaron Rodgers now when he's 36 years old, he's just a shell of himself. I don't even really look at that. And even some games, he still show you that early Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I seen him just last year throw a ball, Hail Mary, like 60 yards. I was like, damn, that old man can still throw that damn ball. So Aaron Rodgers has to be mentioned in GOAT status. I mean, he has to be mentioned in the GOAT conversation. Aaron Rodgers was GOAT status. It's just that simple. Like him or not, he is what he is. Man, listen, after Aaron Rodgers, we was sitting back waiting for the next one to come in. Now, here's the weird thing about this. There was two things going on, guys. Everybody was talking about Peyton Manning coming out of Tennessee. And oh boy, did Peyton Manning come out of Tennessee. Peyton Manning took the league by storm, but secretly, there was something else going on behind the scenes. There was a guy named Tom Brady in there. But we knew nothing about Tom Brady. If you didn't watch Tom Brady at Michigan, you didn't know anything about it. So all eyes are on Peyton. And remember, behind the scenes, there was another guy named Tom Brady. But we're going to talk about Peyton right now. Peyton came in the league and took the league by storm. We knew in the first year, I'm going to be honest with y'all, it was pretty bad, like I said. But after a while, we kind of can see the team forming and Peyton getting better and better and better. I mean, I started watching him and I was saying to myself, I mean, this guy's going to be a good quarterback. But GOAT status? I don't know about that. Right up until the point, the year 2004. And Peyton had been in the league about 6, 7 years. And boy, did he shine.
And Manning. He's got it! Manning's got the record! Peyton Manning has captured a piece of NFL history! Peyton Manning has surpassed one of the NFL's most significant milestones, throwing more touchdown passes in a single season than any other quarterback.
And let me tell y'all something was funny about Peyton Manning. I watched his rookie year. I watched damn near every game he played his rookie year. I wasn't sold on Peyton Manning like everybody else was. I actually thought he was just living off his name because of Archie Manning. But man, was I wrong. When I first watched him, I laughed my ass off because you guys may have didn't see this. But Peyton Manning is one of the few quarterbacks that when he first started, he started his first year, and when he started, in one game, he was so rattled. Instead of going under the center, he went in under the guard. I mean, like he really put his hands under the guard's butt to snap the ball, and the guard turned around like, "What are you doing?" That's how rattled he was in his first year. I mean, he played on a primetime game, and he looked so bad. I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's a bust. This guy's a bust." And then the next thing you know, year two came. What this guy did to the NFL in year two? Really? Honestly? Year two? Put Peyton Manning in GOAT status. Watch for yourself.
Peyton Manning changed the game.
Peyton Manning seems to break records every other time he gets the football.
And a terrific throw. Peyton Manning, just a machine.
We were beating the Colts 35-14 on Monday Night Football with 5 minutes left.
So much for the great Peyton Manning.
He blew holes in our team.
Reggie way wide left, one running back. Williams, play pump fake. Peyton Manning throws the sideline run. He's got Marvin Harrison, touchdown.
4th and 7, you got to go for it with 2:36 to go. Manning looks, throws to Marvin, touchdown again.
Shotgun formation, Manning, the snap, 4-man rush. Manning under some heat, throws the ball downfield, caught, 15. Harrison to the 5.
Manning under center, takes the snap, gives it to Ricky, touchdown.
4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
In the last 5 minutes and change, they scored 21 points and sent the game into overtime.
Colts win! Colts win in overtime over the defending Super Bowl champions. An incredible comeback.
I never once thought that Peyton Manning would break Dan Marino's record. I didn't think anybody would break Dan Marino's record, to be honest with you. I mean, but this guy broke his record, man. And I'm telling you, he was scary to watch. After that year, Peyton Manning moved to GOAT status for me, and I was like, this dude might be the best ever. He might be that guy. I mean, he might be that guy. But remember that somebody else was happening at the same time, but you didn't really know anything about it? Remember that? That was a guy named Tom Brady. And Tom Brady was born in the NFL the day that Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Then you know what's really funny, guys? Y'all know what's funny? I gotta talk about Tom Brady and Peyton Manning really simultaneously. I mean, because they were at each other all the time. I mean, and when I tell you guys, I watched that game that Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe. And he was just basically a game manager. He wasn't trying to do anything to hurt the team, but I kept seeing him, the way he was reacting to the way he played was, you're holding me back. You're holding me back. Belichick, you're holding me back. I can play this game. And all of that became true that year when they went to the Super Bowl. And if y'all don't remember, you got a backup quarterback that we know nothing about. We knew nothing about Tom Brady. And what he was, 6th-round draft pick? We knew nothing about him. He's in the Super Bowl with the game on the line. And I remember clearly Madden saying, if I was Belichick, I would run out the clock, kick the field goal, and go into overtime. That's the smart thing to do with a young quarterback, not that experience. And I remember Tom Brady interview, or actually I saw him on a documentary, and he said right before he went on the field, Drew Bledsoe said, fuck that, slang it. In other words, go out there and win the freaking game. And I'm watching this kid in that moment roll that damn ball for that first down. And I'm saying to myself, this boy got balls. Now, at that point, I didn't know Tom Brady was going to be in the GOAT conversation. I had no idea. I just thought that he saw the moment and he did his thing. And why am I talking about Tom Brady when it's Peyton Manning's turn? Because they go hand in hand.
Played against each other a lot, Tom. The entire team felt the sense of urgency that, hey, we are going to play these guys again in the playoffs. It'd be nice if we could win this game and we could play them again at home.
Because you had the speed, the athleticism, and the team was
Freeney
built smaller.
Mathis,
and we felt like if we could get you on our surface, keeping the water
neutralize
going at night,
guys.
you know,
Exactly.
before the night before the game, a nice slow surface. Dwight couldn't get off on the ball. Marvin couldn't
Kevin
run all his double
Costner
moves.
getting the rain out.
Crowd making a ton of noise.
I miss the old dome. The old dome had some.
It was so good.
It was so loud,
and you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, we didn't pump in noise either. So.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, no, I never saw it.
What did I hear? You guys are like scoping our own visitor locker room. Were you guys that paranoid?
I'm doing the interview.
Because after that, everybody started talking about, well, is this guy Tom Brady real? Next year he comes out, he's the starting quarterback. He's still doing well. And it was like, okay, is he going to ever stop? On the other hand, we got Peyton Manning still doing his thing. And in Peyton Manning, and all you saw on TV was Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Peyton Manning or Tom, I damn near didn't forgot about other quarterbacks that was in the league at that time. Because that's all you heard about. We want to see Peyton Manning play Tom Brady. Now, unfortunately for them two, whoever won was going to the Super Bowl. Whoever lost was not. They were in the same conference. God, what would have happened if they would have been in different conferences? That would have been scary. I digress. But they were in the same conference. And when I'm sitting up there and I'm thinking about this, but as time went on, Brady was just owning freaking Peyton Manning. Every time Brady would play Tom Manning, he would beat his ass. And I mean, he would beat him in the worst ways sometimes. Then everybody started figuring it out. In order for Peyton Manning to beat Tom Brady, he got to get out that damn cold ass weather in Foxborough. He got to get out of that cold ass weather. And then Peyton Manning went on a tear. Next thing you know, Peyton Manning beat Tom Brady. And now it's a rivalry. Peyton Manning was the asterisk the asterisk by Tom Brady's name. And Peyton Manning should be in the GOAT conversation. And I don't know how you guys can't see that. If you don't understand what I mean, Peyton Manning football IQ was at a all-time high. He probably was one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever play the games. Do y'all remember Omaha? Omaha, Omaha, and like they didn't made that shit famous now. When he was saying Omaha like he was Auburn out of the play, and really he wasn't doing anything but saying Omaha. The guy was a beast. He was just a beast. And if you don't have Peyton Manning as one in the GOAT conversation as one of your GOATs, I don't know what to tell you. That's why it's hard to pick a GOAT. It's just hard to do. But while we're on that subject, let's talk about Tom Brady. Oh my God. Now, y'all haven't heard some of the stories about Tom Brady's first couple of years, how him and Peyton became a rivalry, all these different things. But God damn, this guy was clutch. Damn, this guy was clutch. I remember we were moving from Dallas back to Louisiana. And it was Super Bowl Sunday. Why did I choose to move on Super Bowl Sunday? Oh, yeah, I had no goddamn choice. And I remember we moving, and my son was, I'm sorry, one of my sons was actually watching the Super Bowl, but I was trying to move. And Atlanta was beating the hell out of New England, like really bad. And my son was like, Dad, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Man, Atlanta beating the hell out of New England. I think Atlanta going to beat New England. I never turned my head. I never turned my head. I actually said these words without even turning my head. I said, what quarter is it? This is second quarter. It's going into, I think it's right after halftime. They still got the lead. It was like third quarter. And I said, Tom Brady will come back. They'll come back and beat him. And my son was like, what? I was like, tell you that dude is a dog. He ain't finna lose to the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. And guess what? I was right. Why did I know that? Because Tom Brady had already showed us when he played Atlanta in the Super Bowl, he had already showed us he was GOAT status. He had already said he showed us in the Rams game. He showed us in the Carolina game. It showed us in so many different AFC championships in the Jacksonville game. He showed us he was the freaking GOAT repeatedly. Over and over and over and over again. Tom Brady showed us, I don't like to lose, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to freaking win. I can see why people call Tom Brady the greatest to ever play the game, the greatest of all time. I can see why they say that. I mean, if you don't know anything about Tom Brady, let me show you.
And the 2017 AP Most Valuable Player is Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady.
Let's go! Let's go!
Catches 89 yards and a touchdown. A minute and a half to go. Brady fires to the sideline, and it's caught by Cooks. 54 seconds left. Third and long for New England. Brady. They handle the rush. Brady tosses downfield. Danny Amendola going upstairs for the first down catch. 30 seconds left. Brady, pump. Brady rifles to the corner. Oh, it's caught. Touchdown. Brandon Cooks.
The ground. Another incredible drive led by Tom.
Going for two. Brady on target. And it's Cooks again.
I didn't have to really show you things that you had already seen. You didn't need to see that to know that Tom Brady, for many, is considered the greatest of all time. I didn't have to show you that. There were 5 quarterbacks drafted before Tom Brady. None of them were in the league when this was going on. They were already gone. At Michigan, Tom Brady was always used. Well, bottom line, Tom Brady was used at Michigan because Tom Brady did what he was told to do as a freshman, as a sophomore, as a junior. Do you know that the Michigan Wolverines brought in, I think his last name was Hinton, brought in a quarterback in Tom Brady's senior year, stronger arm, flashy, to take his position even in his senior year. And Tom Brady didn't say nothing. Every time Michigan would get behind, they would bring in Brady, who would bring them back. This dude was stepped on so many times in his career. It's just crazy to think about it, especially in his college career. And even in high school, he was stepped on. He was always overlooked. Have you ever seen the picture of Brady when he was drafted? How small he was, how out of shape he was. Brady had no real superstar intangibles. When I say that, he didn't have a strong arm. He didn't. He couldn't move. He wasn't mobile. He couldn't run the ball. He wasn't a dual threat. He wasn't even in freaking shape. But for some strange reason, Tom Brady, let me put it this way, Tom Brady ran a better 40-yard dash after he retired than when he was in the league. This dude wasn't even in shape. Like this dude, if you looked at this dude, you would wonder, why the hell are you even talking shit to me? I mean, look at you, guy. You are telling, this is some crazy stuff. But Tom Brady told the owner of the New England Patriots why he was coming to practice for his first day of practice as a 6th-round draft pick. You did a great thing. You did a great thing drafting me. We're gonna win a lot of Super Bowls. He wasn't even a starter. I mean, you starting to understand what I'm saying? Tom Brady got his start. Tom Brady was birthed in the NFL by Joe Montana. Now, if you don't believe me, just go watch the documentary. Tom Brady was a baby at the Joe Montana game. Watching the NFC Championship, the catch that I showed you guys earlier, he was there. Matter of fact, you got a picture of him crying because he wanted those foam fingers that say number one, because everybody had one and his parents wouldn't buy him it. It wouldn't buy him one. And he just literally cried until he got one. He was there. His his whole aura about him was Joe Montana. He loved him. He was a fan of the 49ers. He's actually on their new documentary telling you how much of a fan that he was of the San Francisco. He was birthed by Joe Montana. And boy, did he pay attention. I say all these things to say this. Regardless if you have Tom Brady as your GOAT or not, at some point you have to just stop and just marvel over his career. I remember people saying, oh, Tom Brady could never win a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. Did that too. He went to Tampa Bay and won a freaking Super Bowl. He beat my boy and beat my Kansas City Chiefs. It's something I haven't got over yet. But I digress. Tom Brady was the last one of that era. And Tom Brady can cover every span of the NFL with some of the things that he done. Matter of fact, Tom Brady has done something that no quarterback has done, and that's win 7 Super Bowls. This fucker won 7 Super Bowls. I mean, really? 7 Super Bowls. Now, a lot of people say, oh, he had great defenses. I don't give a shit. Tom Brady was the reason. He was the reason they won these Super Bowls. Their defense did what they were supposed to do. What are they supposed to do win a Super Bowl without the defense? Was the defense not supposed to play? I'm just asking. Because the last time I checked, it's defense and offense. Tom Brady can't play defense. Did he get lucky sometimes? Yes, Seattle just literally handed him one. But we can't say that Brady didn't play good in that damn game, though, did they? Brady played his ass off in that game. Y'all don't understand. Don't take nothing away from him. He is the man. When it comes, look, if you sit there and say, well, it's all based on Super Bowls, just to Tom Brady to go then. Because ain't nobody else got seven. Nobody else, not in their career. I mean, Montana would be the closest with 4. Well, I think he's tied with Bradshaw. But that's just Super Bowls. Completions percentage. Touchdown versus interceptions. QBR. I guarantee you, if you look up, I haven't even looked them up. I don't have to. You look up Brady stats right now, I guarantee you Brady is probably top 10 in damn near every single stat over his career, with the exception of throwing interceptions. I bet you any kind of money. It's hard to argue that Brady wasn't the greatest quarterback of all time. For some people, it is, not me. Because in order to say Brady is the greatest of all time, that would mean time has ended, or that would mean that I have to put other people down to say Brady is the greatest of all time. And I can't do that. Now, normally, I would say this guy should be in the GOAT conversation. But Brady is actually where the conversation should start. That's how I feel about Tom Brady, for all of you guys who thought I didn't like him. That's bullshit. I don't want to hear nothing about Deflategate. I don't want to hear nothing about the filming of people practices. Although, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. But when that dude was in a situation to play and he had to perform, that son of a bitch performed. Every single time. Even his last year when they lost to the Rams in the divisional playoffs, he didn't have, man, this is the end of his career. He could have easily just took his helmet off and said, man, I had a great career. That son of a bitch still was trying to beat the Rams. He just didn't know how to lose. He just wanted to win every single time. My hat's off to that dude, man. My hat's off, considering knowing what I know about Tom Brady now and all the shit that he went through. Man, I ain't got nothing but love for Tom Brady. All that being said so now, what we're doing now is we're waiting on the next one. Who did Brady birth? I see that dude behind me. 1-5. Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to look for it. I'm 100% sure. Not 99, not 95. 1-0-0. That's the next GOAT you're going to be talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. You already talking about it. What Patrick Mahomes have done right now in his career, you can already stop and say he's in the GOAT conversation. You can stop right now. He's in the GOAT conversation. You can't get mad. 1-5 is in that conversation. You don't believe me? Let me just give you his last 8 years.
4th and 9. Again, running for his life. Mahomes got it away. Incomplete. White knocks it down.
Mahomes trying to get him closer, heading the wrong way, and still has the arm strength to hit DeMarcus Robinson.
Go, right.
3rd and 12, deep drop Mahomes. Runs away to find space, fires on the run to Kelsey to the 30-yard line. A perfect play for Patrick Mahomes to set the Chiefs record for most passing yards, passing the legend.
Have a little fun.
On 3rd down and goal. Mahomes stepping up.
looking. Mahomes chase, diving for the pylon. Patrick Mahomes, is it a touchdown? No signal, yes! Touchdown, Kansas City!
Going to try to find a wrinkle, though, on 2nd and goal from the 5. Patrick rolling left. Again, buying the time, and now back in the end zone, incomplete. Oh, just a catch. First, I thought they were signaling out.
We're going to see, but can you believe it? I just thought it was almost like a toss-up. I think it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown for Hardman.
I'm just saying, that's after 8 years. Who knows how it's going to be when it's over. But he's not in this conversation right now. He's for the next GOAT conversation. Just wanted to give y'all a taste of what you're going to see soon. But I want to say this. From Tom Brady all the way back to Joe Namath, I just gave you history. All the quarterbacks that I mentioned on here, even if it was an honorable mention, they had something in common. And if you guys don't see that, you're not paying attention. See, there's mediocre players. There's good players. There's great players. And then there's GOAT status. And what GOAT status has in common, they only have really one thing in common, as you know. Everybody can't do what Tom Brady did. Everybody can't do what Drew Brees did. Everybody can't do what Peyton Manning did. Everybody can't do what Dan Fouts and all the rest of those guys. Everybody can't do that. They have something that made them GOAT status. Whether it's Brett Favre and with his improvisation, and whether it's Aaron Rodgers with his sidearm throws and all these different things. I mean, it's just something will separate them. But one thing that doesn't separate everybody that's in the GOAT status conversation, their mentality, the way they think, the way they handle things, how hard they work. Their mentality covers everything. And it separates them from everybody else in their profession. And everybody else in their profession knows this. You know, it's funny. I know we're talking about quarterbacks, but I'm just going to give you just an idea, and I got to use a receiver to do it. When Jerry Rice was in the NFL, he used to run this hill. It was 5 miles long. He used to run up a hill. It's a mountain. And he created a trail to run up this mountain. It's 5 miles long. And you had to run up this mountain full speed without stopping. Now, obviously, when you get tired, you're going to slow down, but you cannot stop. You got to run this hill. And he would run that hill twice a day. And he started inviting people in the NFL to run that hill with him. And I got to say, as embarrassing as it may sound, it's not even 70%. No, it's only 20% of the NFL that he invited could make it up that hill. The rest of them, they had no shot. They stopped halfway through and kept asking themselves, how is he able to do this? Guess who the 20% was? People that's going to be in other videos when I talk about GOAT status for running backs and all that and receivers. It was those people, because it's only 20% of the league over time, not currently, over time, that had that GOAT mentality, that mentality to say, I'm the best there ever was. That's what Tom Brady and all of those guys had. They have that mentality to say, I'm going to win no matter what. And they gave everything that they possibly can give to be like that. And honestly, guys, that's why we have the Hall of Fame. Because that's where they all going to end up at. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. I hope you share it. I hope you follow it for more things like this. I really appreciate you guys watching. This your boy Swag. Peace. I'm out.